Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. You're watching the Mega64 Podcast. We are the Mega64 boys on a hot Sunday night.
Yeah, baby.
We're back. Getting the microphone perfected here.
Get ready. Wow, that trophy looks good sitting next to you over there.
Yep. Admire it from afar because this thing is not going anywhere.
Well,
But don't admire it too far because it's blocking me in the wide shot. So we're
Next
not,
year.
don't go that far. No, actually, it's okay.
It's
there.
fine.
next
That's
time
fine,
it comes around, Rocco, I'll get it over here and I'll modestly keep it behind me in the set.
Yeah.
I'm coming for it.
If I win it, I'll just give it to whoever wants it the most.
I got a lot of talk out at PAX East. A lot of people wanted to discuss how the Twister rematch went down. And
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got
Were
a
they
lot of
consoling you on your loss?
I got a lot of consolation. I got a lot of shoulders to cry on and a lot of
People were crying on you?
Yep. Well, I
thought
was
he was doing the crying.
Yeah, I was doing a little sobbing on some shoulders over in Boston, baby.
You weren't crying. Come on.
No. But
We went for 40 minutes. It was like a fucking Iron Man
It
match.
really was. It was. It surprised me, man. I mean, I thought it had been like 15. I was worried about it getting boring after 15, 20 minutes. When you guys said 40.
Yeah, I was bored after 3.
Shit. That's why the ref
I
here was
know.
allowing for all kinds of.
No,
Well,
it
we'll-
was. I was saying that I was tired from just calling the things out. Like, I can't
Your
imagine.
voice was hoarse,
Yeah,
right?
I can't imagine doing that. That's a lot of work.
Did
Well,
any
let's never do it again.
Derek fans come up to you and say,
Oh, yeah.
hey, you lost to the man, dude. No
Totally.
shame in that.
Yeah, you and Shawn were very missed out at PAX East.
Yeah, I haven't been to Boston in a bit.
The PAX family. It's nice out there, especially the developed area around the convention center.
Oh, is it developed now?
Lots more restaurant options,
Oh, that's
grocery
nice.
stores. More. Remember the good old days where there was like one 7-Eleven?
That was the 7-Eleven to eat at.
Those
That was
days
it.
are gone. There's a Dunkin' on every corner now.
How was the show floor?
Very nice. Half tabletop, I would say, kind of like
Oh.
we experienced last year, the first year back from the Pandy. It's more tabletop than ever before. I mean, dice and cards and that kind of shit is taken over to where you got, a good amount of video games, and some of the bigger exhibitors came, like Nintendo. Still no Microsoft, no Sony. But
I heard
Nintendo showed up this year.
They were there, but they were like showing games that were already.
It was a weird
No,
arcade
nothing good.
thing. Yeah, it was a lot of, it seemed like a thrown together thing for PAX.
You mean Nintendo?
Yeah.
Yeah, you walked in. It was weird. You walked in the convention center, and they had a statue of Link,
Okay.
and that was it.
That's cool.
It
Oh,
was
That was for the new game.
that.
yeah.
They had a thing on the actual show floor just where you play like Splatoon with other people.
No, it was a bunch of games.
It was a bunch of.
It was a
different versus-
tournament.
It was
they
all
held.
versus games.
Our friend Sam, the Nintendo fangirl,
Yeah.
she won first place, and I guess moves
Oh.
on during the next PAX West in
Oh.
the Nintendo tournament.
Well, that's
but it
cool.
was like, Mario Kart, and then they had old Super Mario NES in the ring.
But they didn't have like the new Zelda at all. Like you couldn't play it.
Nope.
Has anyone played this fucking game? It's not playable anywhere, I guess. Just to put it out.
We have theories on that.
Oh, like what are they?
Well, I heard a theory. I don't
Not at
know.
liberty to
Did you
say.
tell me this, Rocco? Were we talking about this?
It's a conspiracy
Maybe.
theory.
I don't want to take credit for someone else's idea, but the idea makes a lot of sense to me. What I had
Yeah.
heard
What did you hear?
from a little birdie over PAX weekend was that, this game is going to look and play real similar to the last one, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And that if they start showing too much, it's just going to be negative complaints of that. Like, these are the same enemy skins and the same look and feel and game mechanics. And, oh man, this just is like DLC, isn't it? And maybe they just wait because it's going to be fine.
Well, now you've planted that idea in my head. I never really considered that it could just be DLC.
I mean, I feel like that's how the Majora's Mask was looked at after, what's it called?
Ocarina of Time. I never played Majora's Mask.
Me neither. And I love
'Cause
Ocarina.
Yeah, I got my fill on Ocarina of Time. I didn't need any Ocarina.
Maybe
DLC.
they're
feel like
repeating
Majora's
history.
Mask though came out pretty quickly, if I recall, after Ocarina of Time. It was like a year or two.
Yeah, maybe 2.
Yeah.
something like that.
So this has been
But-
more of a break.
But that theory, the only thing with that theory, Garrett, is that then they a day later announced they showed 20 minutes of gameplay. They after not showing it for so long, they
They did show
That
something.
came
they
out.
showed a long
Where they show it
Which
at?
they
not,
did-
not E3. I
no, they
suppose.
did like a Nintendo Direct.
Oh,
kind of
okay,
thing.
okay.
Sort of, not really, but something like that.
And that's just something I heard. So, and I can't even remember who told me. Lots been going on.
But yeah, I have still not watched that full thing. I saw that there was like a thing where you could combine weapons now, or you have items and now you can straight up like the way the first game had like the chemistry engine where you could kind of like just find different ways to accomplish something, where it's like certain things had chemistry with one another, like fire would do this to that and whatever. Apparently now weapons are combinable where it's like someone has a fucking shield and combines it with like a leg of an animal, and then they make a thing out of it, or they have, or they collect eyeballs from these creatures that they kill and then combine it with their arrows, and then they shoot these eyeball arrows and that poisons people.
Or like that can't miss because they
is that what it was? Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yeah. Like I said, I did not watch it.
It was something that I mean, Beckett told me about all this. I haven't seen it, but like they put a mushroom with a shield, and then the guy hit the shield. Like the bad guy did, and then like
heals you?
No, it was like poisonous gas went around him, and he started
Oh.
coughing, and then he snuck around him and killed him from behind because he was too distracted with like.
That's great.
He
poison
dosed
mushroom.
the enemy.
He
A
did.
little unethical, if you ask me.
I don't need a new
Link's the bad guy now.
I don't need a new game engine. I'm fine with it being the same game engine as Breath of the Wild.
Like I guess there was some, one of the bigger creatures, and like he took a long stick and then a pitchfork and combined them to make a super long pitchfork, and then it was like stabbing him really far away, and the guy couldn't like reach him to.
Look at this.
Hey,
I don't know, that's fun.
here's an idea for a Zelda game.
Okay.
Nintendo is a freebie. Feel free to take some notes. You play as Ganon,
Ooh.
Oh.
and you hear that there's some little fucker out there who's looking for you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And you have to track him down and take him out before he gets too powerful.
And like
Yeah,
send people maybe as well. It's like, okay,
It's
you go
strategy.
Zelfos.
You manage some armies. You send them out there. But then you hear, I hear he's in Kakariko Village, so you go down there looking for him.
Yeah.
You get there, it's like, well, no, he's up there in the fucking labyrinth. So then you have to go into the labyrinth looking for him.
Yeah.
But you're always just like 2 steps behind him. So you're beating the fucking labyrinth. Like, where is he? He's gone.
Or you can even like set up traps for him in the labyrinth. Like, he's going in the labyrinth. I'm going to make this so fucking hard. And you can decide where the bad guys are and what they're going to do to you.
They program Link to be like the most insanely difficult AI.
Yeah.
And you have to level Ganon up to the point where you take him down.
They
That's
treat
so
him like Jason Voorhees, kind of like.
Yeah, he's
Exactly.
coming after you.
But then at the end of the game, in a tragic twist, he takes you out. Imagine a whole new video game genre. You die at the
You
end.
can't win.
Or
You lose at the end.
what if all of a sudden it switches and then you're Link now and you have to defeat your old self?
Oh,
it's
you've
like-
leveled yourself up so much, and now
Yeah.
you got to take.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you make a sequel.
Talk to these guys.
I mean, putting an eyeball on the arrow also sounds cool. I have to admit. I mean, no
I
shame
do,
there.
because there is a lot of like, this one, it looks the same as the last one. I do feel like that engine was like interesting enough they can get one more game out
yeah,
of it
for sure.
Before moving on to like, I don't necessarily want 10 more like this, but
no.
Is it a new map? Do you know?
no, the map is the same.
Oh, is it?
That was a controversial thing with people. People were like,
But now you can go in the sky or
yes,
something.
there is another layer on top of it, up in the air. So people were like, oh, well, we don't know how robust that is.
Same map?
Same map. So you start in that
Sean's
fucking
pissed.
tomb and you go.
You go to the
all the
Coliseum.
same locations.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, all of that is the same, but there's a second map on top
There's
of it.
clouds now, guys.
All right.
You can walk in the clouds.
I mean, Sky Islands sound cool.
Skylands.
Skylands.
But that was always what was so appealing about Breath of the Wild to me. There were a lot of repeating things on the map or things that were similar to one another, whatever. But the amount of creative ways I could find to like conquer certain things and I don't know, it was like really the way I could creatively kind of like make my own story with that was really neat. And I adding another layer on top of that with this sounds cool. So I hope it's
Did
cool.
everyone here beat Breath of the Wild?
yeah.
No.
You didn't beat it.
I got so deep into just doing the shrines. I unlocked the Master Sword.
Yeah.
And then I never fucked with story.
Yeah. Did you beat it?
Oh, me? Oh, yeah.
I did not.
Oh.
But I heard that the ending was disappointing from people who did beat
Oh,
it.
the story was nothing.
The story was whatever, but I honestly never really cared about the stories in Zelda. I just want to like explore the world.
It's weird because I always love when video games have like a good story or a cool or an interesting, whatever. That's I would say more important to me than maybe a lot of people I know would care about. And yet with Zelda, I just don't it does not play a factor.
I think
to me.
I already know this story so well, and I played this story so many times where it's like, well, I got it. Like, don't even tell me the story at this point. I know.
Yeah,
Sure.
it was like the skeleton of it was there. Like, oh, you're waking up, and it's like they kind of implied that like this version of Link is long after the other ones. Like there's just remnants of an old world now, and that was like enough for me to go off on. Like I didn't really. It didn't really hurt it to me.
Yeah.
I was fascinated with the Zelda lore for a long time, the universe in which all the games are connected, and the timelines of like this game happened before this game or this game happened after that. So it would have been cool if they would have built that out more with like subsequent games. But I agree, like good gameplay makes up for lack of a good story.
I will say though, to be fair, what was it? Not Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword did have a lot of subtle lore about, oh, this is the first time this story has ever happened. Like, doesn't the Triforce not even exist?
Yeah,
I didn't
something
beat
like
it.
that.
Something like that.
It's been so long.
So that has that one. And then Breath of the Wild did have a lot of also just subtle lore about like this one is actually on the other end, where it's like all that happened so long ago, it's all buried.
Even like,
so that was kind of cool.
The music you all know and love was kind of like there but broken. Like it was all fucked up. You know, it was just because it's been so long.
Little warped piano versions of like this old Kingdom theme that, and you kind of can't make it quite out. You know, so I thought on that end it was actually the lore side was cool, but the actual like story in the game, you know what I mean? It's pretty much like, all right, you're awake, go kill Ganon again.
I do love Breath of the Wild, even though I didn't beat it. Probably it's up there in my like top 3 favorite Zeldas. But I feel like Legend of Zelda has a curse where every other game is a good one, and then every other game in between those are like kind of shitty.
Black sheep.
Well, to be fair too, I feel like I've always had kind of mixed feelings on whenever they've kind of done this before where they do the second one of a system, you know, like, again, Majora's Mask. I know people are going to be not happy, but that wasn't really my thing.
The timer, man. Bummer.
Yeah. I wasn't into that. You know, I'll even say going back to Zelda 2 on the NES was not my thing.
That's where we differ. Sir.
Yeah. You know, the Wii, we had a.
I've gone back and tried to play Zelda 2 as an adult. I still can't fucking figure that shit out.
It's pretty like
it's dense,
impenetrable. Yeah. I think
it's a hard game, and I never knew what I was doing until I was an adult and watched a friend sit and play it and went, "Oh fuck, okay."
So, what do people need to know to understand that game?
That there's there are certain areas you have to clear first before you can even think about advancing. And there's certain items that, like, you know, as a kid, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Like, why can't I see in any of these caves? I just thought it was really a hard game. You had to jump around guessing where the like pitfalls would be. There's a fucking candle. I just didn't know how to go get the candle in the village because I would always do like other shit that's close by. But it's really like, yo, you got to take this fucking desert route. You got to go get the heart container first. Then you got to go get the candle. Like, there's just a strategy to that game that you can't. It's not sandbox. It's so linear, but it drops you in a sandbox. And that's where, as a like 8-year-old, I fucked myself constantly playing that game.
To be fair, I can think of a lot of RPG, like almost modern RPG things that are in it that my fucking peanut brain could not handle back then.
Using magic and saving magic spells and stuff for certain boss fights, and like
it almost felt too complicated at the time.
Yeah.
But to be fair, again, Derek, I feel like I tried to play it again recently and was just as like, I don't.
But yeah, because it's like
it's
like a Nintendo design.
It's super old fashioned.
I feel like game theory has progressed so much in 30 years. Like we don't understand. It's hard to figure that game out still to this day. Doesn't work like a modern game. Doesn't work like a standard game from its era. So it's an anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I kind of did appreciate that it went so. You could say whatever about Nintendo, but you have to say, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but they always try to not have the sequel be the same thing, which I guess that's what feels a little weird about this new one coming out. Is it's like, it's not going to be the same thing again, is it? I don't think deep down it will. I feel like they always make some effort. Ocarina of Time into Majora's Mask, they could have just, here's a handful more dungeons. But instead you go, the world's going to end in 3 days. You kind of have to do this before that happens and da-da-da. There is always an effort to make it like, why is this one unique? Which I can't appreciate. That goes all the way back to the beginning for them, So hopefully that it feels that way with this new one. But again, then there's sometimes that you just want a new fucking, Metroid. Can you just make an or actually better example, Star Fox? Can you just make another Star Fox? Oh no, this Star Fox, this has gyro controllers and uses the Wii U. I really just would like to fly the ship. So there are some times where people just want that again. But for the most part, they continue. They try to be unique in a good way.
Hey, Nintendo, I got an idea for a new Star Fox. Get your pencil and pad ready. Take some notes. You're not Star Fox in this new Star Fox game.
Who are you?
Star Fox is the commander now of a whole legion of fighter pilots. And every time you go out, you play some nameless fucking animal in a jumpsuit.
Okay.
Nice.
And every time, and there's permadeath. So every time you complete a mission, you can level up your plane or level up your character. And next time you go out, you have the option to take out a different character and level up like wide across multiple characters, or keep sticking with the same guy, making him stronger and stronger, knowing that if you fail the mission, that guy is done. Like, the army is like, that's our best pilot. Oh, fuck, we lost our best pilot. And the whole army gets weaker. So you're Star Fox and you manage the crew. It plays like XCOM.
That's tough. I remember like in Red Dead when you go out with like a horse and some freak accident happens and your horse died. It's like, no, my fucking horse.
That hurt. That hurt.
My horse.
Yeah.
I restarted games over that.
You did?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not losing. Not losing my original.
Because I had other horses in the stable, but that was like my favorite.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like a train hit or something.
Am I crazy with Red Dead? Wouldn't they like save immediately when that kind of thing happened? So you couldn't do that? Maybe I'm remembering something else.
I don't know. I don't think so, because I still had whatever Tennessee Walker was the breed that I started with.
I
still had him at the end of the game.
But the idea of permadeath in a Star Fox game is pretty fun, because that was hard.
I don't think anybody here's played XCOM.
I have.
Okay.
I know about it and didn't play it.
So it's squad based. Every mission goes out. You can have like between 4 or 6 soldiers, and you decide like, oh, this guy is heavy. He has the machine gun. Oh, this guy's demolitions. This guy's a sniper.
Yeah.
But if somebody on your team dies, they're fucking dead, and you have to recruit a new person who's like level 0. But every successful mission, they gain experience, can level up their weapons and their
skills. So you might have a favorite guy.
Yeah.
He gets fucking killed in the like 3rd boss fight to the end, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, or
gunner.
You may want to have like 2 teams and you bounce back and forth between them so that they get equal experience.
Yeah.
But one team, half of them get wiped out. You're like, well, shit, now I'm not sending that team out again. You have to redistribute your guys. Star Fox.
Listen up, Nintendo.
It would work.
They kind of did. Didn't Nintendo have kind of their own XCOM with that like Mario and Rabbids thing? Didn't it play like XCOM?
I had no idea how those
Rabbids.
played.
I thought the one on Switch was like XCOM. I heard, but
those games.
Oh, really?
Oh, I don't get it though. I watch them play it, and I'm like, I don't get why this is fun. I don't get what you're doing.
I just don't want to look at those Rabbids things. So
I didn't care. Yeah, it
Worse
I don't
minions.
Get it. Yeah, you're right. They are ugly minions.
But yeah, I think something like that would be cool. Didn't Kojima talk about? I mean, I know he made Raiden the main character in MGS2 because he didn't want it all to be on like one famous hero. He wanted to be like, yo, be a soldier. Here's a soldier,
Yeah.
And I thought there was other concept stuff for that, like he was going to make it where if he died, they just sent someone else in or something. I thought, I swear I read that, but maybe I could be
another
making that up.
VR soldier.
Yeah.
Roguelike.
But speaking of, while we're talking about video games, I have been playing Resident Evil 4 Remake.
What's that?
They remade Resident Evil 4. Can you believe it?
That's what?
Yeah.
Where have I been?
And in case you've been living under a rock, Resident Evil 4 was the 4th one in the series. Actually, that might not even be true. There were other ones
for real. Yeah, they skip Code Veronica.
They fucked Veronica over.
Yeah, so much for Veronica.
And give her a day.
But nobody was like more jaded about this than me because I never felt like that needed to be remade. Like I'm still played it.
I might have been more jaded than you.
Yeah.
I don't think
But
they should
one
have made
more
it.
person.
I played it and I still don't think they should have made it.
But no, I was not very excited. I don't know. I just felt like I just felt like I played it so many times and I'm like, I think I'm good. But then they showed more and more trailers. Honestly, my fear with it was they could only screw it up because I felt like the first few trailers that they showed were a lot more like grim and kind of dark than I was used to. And to me, what I loved about that game was it was really creepy, but kind of like hokey too, kind of funny. And I was like, they're never going to get that balance right. They won't ever. It just won't happen. But they showed more and more trailers, and I was surprised by some of the things I saw.
So now you like it.
And now I'm playing it, and I can't stop playing it. I'm like halfway through it, and I can't quit because it's that game with really smooth gameplay. I mean, obviously the graphics are great, but what I'm so happy to see is they didn't really fuck with that. Like the goofy parts are still there and goofy. I am very sensitive to scary stuff.
Yeah, that's what I
games.
thought. You don't like scary stuff.
And I thought like, oh, all these parts that were like in the daytime, they're going to make them at night with like a flashlight now and stuff. But they didn't really do any of that.
So it's not that scary?
It's the same. I feel the same as I did before. I was freaked out by the original Resident Evil 4.
Oh.
Because I'm weak with stuff like that. But there were scary parts in it. I mean, you had the regenerators and things like that. I thought those were...
it's tense. You round the corner and there's a big dude in a pig mask with a hammer.
Yeah.
And the music ramps up.
I feel the same way with this one as I did with that one. I'm also like, if like, what am I ranking? Like, is this better than the old one? Or, to me, it's like, it's that game with really smooth modern gameplay that feels really good. So yeah, I mean, I can't rank one over the other. I think some people are like even enjoying the new one even more or whatever. Maybe if you weren't there when the first one came out, it's harder to play that one, but, I don't know. It's interchangeable to me, but
yeah.
I would still probably put the original in my fucking top 10 because that's the original, but,
it's hard for me to ever rank the originals versus the remakes in either whether one gets the higher nod or not. But to just even categorize them against each other, I don't like doing that either.
Yeah.
They're remakes. The originals are the originals. Like I have a favorite order of the original games and I have a favorite order of these remakes now because Resident Evil 4 is fucking awesome.
Are your orders different?
Yeah.
So what's your ranking of the original Resident Evils?
The original
top 5
Resident Evils
core
are
series.
The director's cut of the original, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4, then Resident Evil 3, then Code Veronica.
Okay, and of the remakes,
I haven't finished 4 yet, but it's really fucking good. And Remake 1 is right now currently in front, and then I would put maybe 4, then Remake 2, then 3, and they haven't done Code Veronica.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was
not that my opinion matters, but
it matters to me.
Sure,
you're the Resident Evil.
I got tattoos.
Expert.
Yeah.
Once you get a tattoo on anything, you become the
It's
expert.
your favorite game series.
That's fair enough.
You're a famous gamer. That's your favorite series.
But yeah, I've played the old one 1,000 times, and just playing this one, I just fell back into it. And the gameplay feels so good, and I'm really enjoying. They really play with your expectations with certain things that you're waiting. Oh shit, that didn't happen. Okay, when is that going to happen now? Oh God, where is that? And things like that. I've been super just enjoying it.
And you've played other versions in like HD. I haven't played a version since the Wii. I played it 3 times. GameCube, PS2, and the Wii. And I thought the Wii was the perfect version because you could just headshot everything.
That was great.
Yeah. But you've played subsequent other releases.
I think so. Yeah, I think I did play it on PS3, but I don't know if I did the PS4 version, but it was like, again, this was all the same game.
Yeah.
So every couple years I just wanted to play it again.
You have such a good memory. So you do hold on to, because I'm having trouble now remembering. I'm like, damn, did that happen this way in the first one?
That's what's cracking me up is how many people have been like, dude, this one looks cool. Like, I like you play as Ashley now. That's dope. I'm like, yeah, did that in the first one.
Yeah, people are saying that.
I would say 99% of things that people have told me, like, I love that they added this.
Yeah.
I'm like, they didn't. That's same game.
Something early on in the first village, the Chainsaw Demo village, you go up into a like high ladder clock tower.
Yeah.
And if you dawdle around up there too long, you fall through the floor.
Yeah.
That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I don't
me.
remember, honestly, was that in the original?
I can't remember
I
that.
can't remember that.
There's
Later
lots
on,
of those, though.
yeah, there's other stuff that happens in that tower that's not in the original, I know. But they're good at subverting, like you said, your expectations.
Yeah.
And I've had a blast with how the treasure hunting is more intricate.
Yeah.
Before, add some jewels to the treasure, make it worth more. Well, now, I mean, add the jewels to the treasure, but add the ones. Be careful which ones you add. You could always make them worth more by adding more precious gems and then save your. That and the grinding for CP has added all this other accomplishment kind of things.
Yeah.
Little mini games, not just with the shooting galleries, which are all back in too.
Yeah.
And fantastic. A brief respite from the horror is going into this like pirate themed shooting gallery. And it's like all fun and fanfare. And it's, there's a nice, there's relaxing areas of this game.
Yeah. You can like do a shooting game to get charms for your case. There's just more like RPG-esque kind of thing.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, adding in that RPG element of this charm gives you 15% on shotgun drops.
Yeah.
Oh, this one will boost this stat. Maybe you play that way or not.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing people that are good at it, and they're like John Wick, where they're fucking pulling a duck under a guy's attack, doing a suplex, then coming around, knife. And it's like, is this a shooting game or is it all, it's all QTE melee if you're good.
Yeah.
I haven't fucked with hardcore mode though. Not for me.
No, but anyway, yeah. So this is just yet another version of this fucking game I'm playing through again. So
it's a good game.
I played it 20 times before. I'll play it 20 times more. 4 is one of my favorite games of all time. So
it's so much more arcadey and actiony than any other. It's not really survival horror. It's where Resident Evil took this kind of break from that genre, in my opinion, because you're given so much ammo and you're encouraged to kill everything. And, you're rewarded for doing that. Whereas, even the RE2 and RE3 remakes, you're limited on your ammo. You gotta fucking duck and dodge and leave enemies in a room.
I never played the original 2, so I played the 2 remake, and I was like running out of ammo and turned it off.
That's that game.
So where do they go from here?
Code Veronica, please.
Yeah? Is that the next one you want?
It's so off the walls, but it's so mainline character based. It's like the big stories of Chris, Claire, and Albert Wesker, which are mainline, top bad guy.
What is the premise of Code Veronica?
Claire gets abducted by Umbrella as she's trying to blow up their base on Rockford Island, which is another branch that the Ashford family, with their own mansion, has set up and done their research on a virus called the Code Veronica virus instead of the T virus. And while Claire is there, she gets captured.
Veronica's not a character? It's just the name of the virus?
No, Veronica is kind of like the last boss in the game. But
oh, shit.
There's this crazy cross-dressing brother who's running around the island shooting you all the time, pretending he's his sister Alexa. It's the story has an enemy called Nosferatu. He's like this.
Dude,
fucking
watch out for that guy.
This.
I don't want to spoil it.
Does he come out during the day?
There's a talking rat. You find little notes left by a rat in the game that is like leaving. It's wacko. It's such a Japanese game.
It just cracks me up because I remember after they remade 3, everyone was like, well, the next one in the storyline is Code Veronica. They better not fucking remake 4. They better do Code Veronica.
That was me.
I know so many people that were saying that, and I'm looking at this like, okay, 1 is one of the best-selling games ever released that they know they can make an instant $1 billion if they remake, and the other has the talking rat that leaves you You know what
love
I
letters.
mean?
He's in love with Claire.
And to this day, but that's what's crazy is to this day, I know people who love Resident Evil that will still be like, yeah, so what was Code Veronica? Like, what was that? Like, what? It's weird how much that flew under a lot of people's radar.
Yeah, because it was
And
Dreamcast.
maybe it's just the name
That's
or
why
what? Yeah, Dreamcast maybe.
I didn't have a
that.
Dreamcast, and I was so jealous. I was dying inside as a hardcore Resident Evil fan. Like the new game came out on a different console, and I just had to wait until it was re-released on the PS2.
Dang. Do you think they'll remake 5?
I don't. I talked to my brother about this, and he was saying he's like, I feel like they could if they remade it to be like the other ones. Do you know what I mean? Like third person, single player, and they made it more in the vein of the other ones. But in its current form, I don't know if anyone's looking for that. Like even 4, there were a lot of people going, "Really, you're doing this?" But they made it work. I just don't see.
Yeah, I'm not looking for 5 or 6.
I think that they would probably rather just sweep 5 under the rug
And definitely
and
6.
not talk about it anymore. And definitely 6. Like they probably won't remake that. Raccoon City Stories. I don't think they're going to remake
no
that
Gun
one.
Survivors, no even Outbreak and Outbreak File 2, which are great multiplayer games. I feel like there's no interest.
Maybe
in
this will be the
remaking
last
those.
remake.
Yeah, maybe
It might be.
I could either see with Code Veronica, just going back to that, I could either see them going like, here's our chance to like, okay, not enough people heard about this, but this is an existing chapter. Let's make it as big, and you know what I mean? Like they could make a big new game out of it that, and give it new life in that way. But I could also see them going like, yo, from a marketing perspective, this like didn't work. So why bother?
The second
So
half of the
maybe
game
that would be it.
Second half takes place on Antarctica.
Yeah.
Shawn, I have to hand it to you. You're so patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just patiently letting us talk about Resident Evil for 20
can,
minutes.
You can go ahead and keep talking
Well,
about it.
Padres won, so I know he's going to pop off about it later.
He's going to get his Padre time.
I've
He'll
been
get his
playing
moment.
my own game. I'm ready. I'm just waiting my time.
What you been playing, bro?
I've been playing MLB The Show.
Yo!
2023.
Really?
Did you buy it?
I was given it by our friend Javier who works on the game.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
cool.
I actually had a friend reach out, not Javier, who wanted me to give a code to you.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
so sweet.
So you have another code coming.
oh, man. Well, that's nice. I know someone who definitely wants it
Well, all
by
right.
the name of
I hope
Brian.
they don't.
Abushakra.
Oh,
I think.
I'll give the code to you, and you can gift it to him.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's I mean, they make this game every year, but it's great. And they added a new feature, and it covers the Negro Leagues, and they've never acknowledged that or done that before.
Okay.
And it's fucking cool. It's like a whole history lesson, honestly, of like
Woke baseball. Okay.
it's like the whole like segregation era, and it's like there's so many players that were amazing that no one ever talks about, right? Like,
but now you can form a team using these
now
players?
basically it's like they film it in the Negro League Museum, and like the coordinator of the museum is there just talking about like you can pick a player, like you want to do like Satchel Paige or Jackie Robinson or whatever, and then you pick that, you kind of start their whole story, and you play through their story and like kind of figure out like, how did Jackie Robinson become the first person to like cross the barrier?
Yeah.
And like why was it him? And like you're playing, and
There's a documentary about him just came out because I just heard him on Howard Stern anyway.
You're thinking of Reggie Jackson.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Do you play it at like historical stadiums and stuff? Or
Yeah, you play
location
back
they-
in like the old teams
Yeah,
that
Is it in black and white?
No.
Oh.
No, but they did make
They should have like film
the-
grain and it's like
They could have.
newsreel footage.
But they do like it really is more of like a documentary that you're playing through. I've never experienced anything like that
that's
before.
really cool.
Huh.
So that's just another like added on feature of this game that I already love. So like I don't know, I was really into that. And then it's kind of weird to like you play so many baseball games, but like you've noticed a little changes, and now like the commentators are like talking about like things that happened in the offseason that really did. So like I'm playing the Padres and Manny Machado's up, and they're like, oh yeah, he just signed an 11-year contract extension, and the Padres, it's like, he did. Like, whoa, you're like bringing in, it's not just like up next to third baseman. It's like you're talking about like personal things about that player that happened months ago. That's
wow.
crazy. Like,
Oh,
Like on
Interesting.
TMZ, we caught this guy.
so they really have, I think it is like, if you're going to buy a baseball game, this is the one.
Is this the greatest baseball
Wow.
game ever made?
I say yeah. I say yes, it is.
Ooh,
I mean, I'm not that far
latest
into it,
and
but I think
greatest.
it is.
Nope. Bases loaded. NES.
There's 1,000 different
RBI.
modes.
Yep.
That's a good game too.
Because that one had speech. I guess this one does too. But
How do they
does it sound
top the
better?
Negro Leagues? Like, where do they go from here?
I think they could honestly, because they said chapter 1, I believe. I mean, there's so many players that they could highlight. You know, they just did like I think the most famous. Like I think maybe it's 10 players, and you could play through their stories. I imagine that the next year we'll have 10 more players or whatever, and just keep.
Well, I need to
talking
play it
about it.
because obviously I don't know my Satchel Pages from my Reggie Jacksons.
I would love
Yeah,
them
dude.
to do
I need to educate
You
myself.
got a lot to learn.
I
like
do.
League of Their Own
Bring a
stuff. I would like
notepad.
that to be next too.
Oh, like
Wait,
yeah.
you mean
Wait,
like
that was
women?
just a
Women.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. And then
That was just a fictional story.
no, no.
We don't need to make games political, guys.
They're gonna put
I just
Tom
don't see
Hanks
the
in
reason.
MLB
Don't see the
24,
reason.
the show.
Like if you could play it, the Rockefeller Peaches, that would be sick.
in another 10
I would
years,
love that. I would
Little
love
League,
that.
dude. Add
I
Little
heard they
League.
wanted
There
to.
is a Little League
Holy
game.
They were
So-
trying to do that, get that to work, but the piss cutscene was too much for the Blu-ray, like so they couldn't fit it.
Now, if I'm kind of scared when I open up a game start menu and there's like too many game modes. It's like where do
There
I
are so many.
where do I start?
Yeah.
Season, fucking free play versus
And that's
like,
the thing too. They have a thing where I played under PPS forever ago. but
Yeah.
I made my own character and I was like working my way through the minors to become a major leaguer.
story mode, right?
But now they have a face scan app and you just like scan your face and they put that on the
I
player.
did that shit in Tony Hawk 3, but I had to like use the iToy camera
Oh,
on the
yeah.
PS2. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
so sick. But you scan your face in?
Yeah. They're also, I mean, they did this before, but there's a thing where it's like live roster updates. So it's like if the Padres are playing right now in the 7th inning, I could turn the game on and it has the game where it's at, and I just hit start and I'm playing the game where the real game is at. Like same people are in the lineup. Maybe there's a guy in second base. Like,
Does your TV have picture in picture? Because you could
it does not.
you could do you could like wow.
I could compare it.
Yeah.
Well,
that'd be sick.
I mean, basically it's like I'm taking over. I'll take it from here, guys. I'll win the game for you.
So cocky.
Yeah. Anyways, if you're going to play a baseball game, I recommend this be the one.
Okay.
So there you go. I felt better. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
I
waited-
love that this conversation circled back to picture in picture because that to me always the definitive picture in picture will be when you guys lived in an apartment with 2 TVs and
Yeah.
you played back to Resident Evil 4 and football was on the other TV. How
Yeah.
many times I came in and saw Shawn doing that?
A lot of
It was
times.
kind
Do
of
TVs
amazing.
still have picture in picture? Because I feel like that was a thing in the 90s.
Yeah, I feel like I
or
haven't seen
early
that feature in a
2000s.
long
I
time.
haven't seen that in like newer TVs.
Yeah.
You're right.
You would think that'd be easy to do too
Yeah.
with HDMI, just like flip
My
it
old-
between 2 sources.
My old receiver that's in the bedroom and the old TV that's in the bedroom, they each have it. So I can get like 4 fucking pictures in pictures if I use the
You could
receiver
look like
and the
Scarface
TV.
looking at everything.
But those are like my old electronics and the upgraded shit that I got in the living room now. Yeah, it's featureless. They don't have picture in picture.
That's interesting.
Really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the phones have it now, but
Yeah, that's right.
that
That's
always
right.
scares me. I'm like, fuck
That-
this YouTube video. Wait, it's on my home screen.
That was one of the things the iPhone got fucking late.
Yeah.
I had picture in picture even on the iPad for years before you got any kind of thing. I'm like, hasn't Android had this since like 2012?
Yeah.
That and widgets, I think like widgets on the home screen or widgets on any screen, I think were 2 things that were like, yeah, I think Android got this in 2011. Do you think
Yep.
they'll add that?
Tim Cook
you did?
is
Okay.
a gatekeeper.
Yeah. Gatekeeper Cuck.
Okay.
Tim Cook.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Switch to Android, Sean.
No. God no.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that, a diss on Derek? Did you just see the look he gave you?
You don't like my Android?
Derek, I'm sorry. I forgot.
Think,
You don't like
think of other
his
people's
Android
feelings
specifically?
before you
I-
just spout out.
You got a problem with my phone?
Yeah. What's your beef,
Bro,
dude?
like, mind your
let
business.
me. Okay. Well, you're right. I should mind my own business. My problem is not with you. Let me clarify. But I hate, and I think this on Apple's end, that I can't send pictures to people with Androids.
Oh, yeah.
Can't send pictures. You can
Like
do that.
it
Video
always
comes in
says
like a
picture
postage
failed,
stamp.
and like I sending something as a crap. Like, will it work? Will it not? I don't know.
Yeah, that's an app. That's a problem with Apple. That's why I got out of there.
I do that all the time.
The phone's
I should
broken.
say. I should say that.
What?
I send photos of people on Android and it's fine. So I don't
You
know.
do?
I do. I really do.
I swear to God,
Sometimes-
every
Not
time
an issue.
I'm in a group text with my dad and brother and sister or whatever, and like whenever there's one person in there with an Android, it's like, well, I'm not gonna be able to send shit in this group text.
The
This
video,
is pointless.
yeah, videos are like a mosaic.
Yeah.
You can't even make out what it is.
Well, I'll have you know, the phone heads, and you can look this up for yourself, Reddit/cell phones. Google Pixel is the king of cell phones right now. Apple, that's millennial and boomers. Google Pixel, that's alpha and zoomers. And and they're obviously inspired by me.
That's the champ.
Yep.
That's true.
So I'm still hip,
I hate to admit
hip and relevant.
Damn.
I need a new phone, and I'm probably going to get the new Google Pixel, and I'm looking forward to doing it.
What could we do? I mean, how could we persuade you to ever join?
Bro, I had an iPhone. They're shit. They're actual shit.
I don't
like there's an iPhone. Yeah, they're actual literal shit. There's an iPhone club, and it's so strong that people, you have the phone and it links up with your laptop, and you have all your devices that speak to each other.
Yeah.
But Apple just keeps it proprietary to try to monopolize the market and make more money. I definitely want to break out of that proprietary. Like, I don't want to have a phone and then I need to get a laptop tied to it to like have everything integrated. I'd rather have something that's just compatible with the rest of the market. So it's more open-ended for me. That's cool.
You're absolutely right.
And it's like progressive. All the apps and features are stolen from the Android and come over to Apple like years later. So it's not even cutting edge.
Once they're safe and approved by Daddy Cook.
I don't know what happened. I feel like, Derek, something the same happened to you that happened to my brother, where it's like, my brother's worse, for the record. But
here comes the insult.
The level of anger he has towards Apple is like, even mentioning Apple in his presence is like, here it fucking comes.
Yeah, there's like a rage level.
Who mentioned Ted Lasso? God damn it, no. He's gonna
came
hear.
off as angry.
No.
I was explaining.
Well, I'm saying again, he's much worse. You're fine.
I know a few people.
But people have gotten burned by Apple. I feel like you are maybe one of those people who is like, fuck this, I'm out. That's fine.
No, I received a superior product.
That works too.
That's you find something better, and then you like, why would I go back to the thing that wasn't as good?
Okay.
Like, you should try an Android phone sometime. It might fucking make you come.
That's
real,
a good phone.
For real. Like, you'd be like, holy shit, why have I been waiting for so long?
I could not do my day-to-day shit. It seriously all comes down to
that's in your brain.
I haven't said.
Whatever it is, it's in your brain. Go ahead.
iMessage. If I didn't have iMessage, and they keep pushing for like, add that to other devices, but they fucking don't, because that sells the fucking devices. But that is so just fucking in everything I do that I just couldn't not have that.
Well, I haven't received an iMessage from you in years.
Yeah.
Well, I think
we communicate openly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We use
on a daily basis.
True.
So,
yeah.
I mean, and the phone is like way more expensive than all the other ones. It's really just hinging on iMessage. Like, I don't know.
The camera in
all
it
all the ecosystem shit is like, I will pay more to have that. I love the experience of using all the shit across everything and having it just work perfectly. I like it. I like that.
I will say, and this is, I think, a statement on me, where it's like, my first smartphone was the iPhone, and I got used to it. And then it's like, well, I think I'm too lazy to even like investigate. And like, I'm just gonna keep buying these in. And that just is me, where it's like, I figured it out. I got it. I know how to do everything on this thing. I don't want to learn I don't want to start from square one again. So I'm just gonna keep going.
I'm the same way. I'm definitely locked into the ecosystem too, because I got the phone, and then eventually I got the MacBook, and then eventually I got the AirPods and the iWatch. And it is a beautiful, functional thing that almost works 100% of the time. Almost. There's slight snafus. But the thing with like no viruses was always what I got into Apple for. Like the computers, my laptops, and my history with PCs and having to build new PCs, I always got fucking computer viruses. My MacBooks last for 15 years until the fucking CPU melts and desolders from the motherboard.
Yeah.
And then I have to buy a new one. And it is like 3 times more expensive, but it lasts for another 15 years. But again, too, I'm in the ecosystem, and I wouldn't want to have to go get a fucking Windows laptop, a Windows phone, a Windows watch, and like Bose.
Yeah, I don't think
I wouldn't want to buy into the whole ecosystem.
See, I don't think I would care as much, because I think like I've seen like Samsung make some gorgeous phones and like stuff like that. I just think like I wouldn't care if it wasn't like all of them communicating to everything else that I really enjoy using their ecosystem. And if I didn't have the other components to it, just the phone itself, I don't think I would care. I wouldn't mind learning a new thing. That aspect doesn't.
I use other
me.
tablets and I use other Android-based devices for stuff.
Yeah,
and they work great for those things. But yeah, I'm in the ecosystem, so it's hard.
I'm out of the ecosystem, which I thought an ecosystem was like trees and animals and shit.
Nah, dude, this is like
your
2.0.
phone talks to your laptop, but what is your ecosystem? What is it? What do you do with it?
I use my laptop, my phone, my watch, and my AirPods all together. The devices all sync together, and I'm efficiently minimizing the effort I put into workflow, where it's like answering emails, paying bills, archiving my pictures, listening to my music. I've bought all those physical devices, so it would be a huge expense for me to now start dipping out of that ecosystem because the shit lasts forever. I've had my laptop for 15 years.
I guess I don't understand answering emails and like listening to music. Can't you just do that all from a phone?
Yeah, exactly. But I don't have a PC laptop at home. I would have to buy $15,000 worth of devices.
Would you able to access your email from a Google phone?
No, I would. I'd be able to do all those things, but I'm saying I've already invested the money in Apple products. I would have to start over and invest money into.
No, you wouldn't. It's just a phone.
It's a phone. I want the ecosystem. I want the laptop and the phone and the headphones and the watch to all talk to each other.
What are they saying to each other?
Well, I mean, there are times I walk in, like I've turned on the Apple TV and then I'm watching something and like Jenny's working and then like I open up my AirPods and it's like when I connect to your AirPods and with one button it's already, and I'm watching the movie with my AirPods and it's like stuff like that where it's like, it just all communicates so seamlessly.
Yeah, when somebody texts me about, oh, you should see this movie, it's on whatever, you can rent it, whatever. I'll turn on my Apple TV and it literally has the movie listed there, like, oh, the movie that so-and-so recommended to you. Okay, yeah, great. When I put in my AirPods and I look at my phone, it's playing music from there, but when I put that down and I pull up my laptop, it already pops to that. You know, it's just like that kind of communication to one another.
Android stuff does this, but we all bought all the Apple stuff already.
But I'm sure I could buy Android headphones that would do the same thing.
It doesn't have to be Android.
Yeah, sure. Any headphones. Sure. But I'm already here. You know,
that's
maybe a fraction of the cost.
Sure. Well, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've tried it all, and I like Apple's setup. I think it was the simplest and kind of.
I do agree though. A lot of times, like I'll see something that the Google Pixel does, and then it's like a year later, Apple's announcing it like it's brand new, and I see through their bullshit. Like I'm not saying they
act like they invented it.
Yeah, 100%. Which is kind of funny. I mean, I laugh at it essentially, where it's like you fuckers. Like
it's more for me at home. I have a bunch of shit I don't want to think about. So with Apple, everything is automatically done. And so my home computer is a Mac and it's all talking to each other. I don't have to do shit. Here it's different. I'm still using a PC to edit videos and things like that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like at home, I don't want to like interact with this shit. Whereas if I'm in like a work kind of thing, I feel differently.
I never thought about that. That's a big part of it for me as well. I've always worked with PCs. I built PCs. Yeah. I had to do work for other companies on a PC.
Yeah.
When I stream on a PC. Like that to me is like my 8 hours a day are working on the PC. And then, when I'm at home, it's like, oh, these are my toys, my iPhone, my watch, and my fucking laptop.
I think my
I DJ on.
I think my headspace is much like less, I don't know. It's the same reason like at home, I have, consoles. And people are always like, why don't you get a gaming PC?
Yeah.
I don't want to interface with that at home. Oh my God, I would rather die than interface with a computer at home like that. And I think that's just my mentality. I would rather keep it locked to something that's just gonna.
I think I'm conditioned to feel that way too about like when I'm on the PC computer, it's for work, and when I'm on the off the clock, I'm playing with my
I think
gadgets.
I like having open ecosystem.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
because I do have a gaming PC and I have consoles, and they're a different experience.
Yeah.
Totally.
I like the idea of not being locked into one product,
Yeah.
because then you have like, just more opportunities. Even like back in the day, people would like jailbreak their phones. You remember? I don't know.
Yeah.
if
Oh,
it's
yeah,
still
yeah,
a thing.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
because I think people inherently just like having options and like having control of their own experience.
Yeah.
I'm not really one who likes to have like everything pre-programmed for me and like
Yeah.
set up for me. I kind of like to figure it out and customize it for
Sure.
myself. But
Yeah, but to that point, like I do feel that way here. Like I still would rather use PCs here.
Oh, fuck
at the
yeah, to
studio
edit.
because of that. Because when I'm in work mode, I want to be able to like tweak shit. You know what I mean? And like open up a thing and like change parts out. And so I guess it's just I don't know. I've never feel like as much as I have a bunch of Apple shit, I still in my head don't ever feel like, oh yeah, I'm just Apple. I'm just the Apple guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I really want to.
I've always liked to have. I kind of like to have both and like be able to like choose what I need for that. But at home, I just want the shit to fucking do its thing.
You know what?
I don't
For-
look
I'm
at
the
it.
weird guy.
For a while there-
That's how I
I'm the
picked
weird
it up
guy.
here. I'm the weird guy.
I'm the weird
here.
guy.
I might join you because for a while I was carrying 2 phones. You guys remember that period?
I do.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh yeah, two. Don't forget the 2 DSs.
Well, I'm trying to forget that, but the 2 phone period wasn't too long ago. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, because I use PCs and Macs, and I feel like I should be well rounded and know both. I stream from home on Android tablet kind of software.
yeah.
I think I should start carrying a Google Pixel and an iPhone
Google
10.
Pixel, you'll blow your load.
I should get both.
You'll
You know,
soak your pants.
I got a spare Verizon SIM
I've
card.
even been in a Google Pixel commercial, and I still.
They should have given you the phone.
They should
Yeah.
have. Dude.
That is weird. They
They
didn't.
You
use
know
your-
what?
Yeah.
They didn't even give me a phone.
What's the top tier iPhone retailing for right now?
Oh,
Anybody know?
1,500?
1,500?
I have no idea.
Well, it depends
With all
on
the
the
bells and whistles?
size. You
Yeah.
could get like the different storage.
Yeah,
Pro
top
Max,
tier, maxed
top
out.
tier.
I think it's 1,500. Yeah.
That's wild. You could get a full fucking gaming PC for that.
You can.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a big part of it for me too.
It is
too expensive.
It is
Too
funny.
expensive.
It is funny though. I feel like we talked about this when PS5 came out, where it was like, isn't it weird that where they sit in different places, like PS5? Ooh, what's the price going to be? 500. Well, okay, that's pretty good, but that's still a lot. But it's whatever. And then like a new phone will come out. Oh, 1,500. Oh, okay. Well, I actually thought it was going to be 1,800. Like, and I know it's harder to get a lot of shit into a small device. So I know there's some extra cost with that. PS5 doesn't have a screen with like a bunch of other stuff, whatever, but it is still fun. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
in that regard, top of the line console versus top of the line phone. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's reasons for it, but it's also weird.
I think the
way
top
it's-
Google Pixel is like half that. Literally, I think it's like $700 or $800.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I never look at the Pixel phones. I look at the Samsung ones.
Whatever happened to Huawei? Did they totally fall out of the
Huawei.
U.S. market?
What the fuck
Huawei?
is that?
Huawei
Huawei.
was a Chinese phone
Huawei,
company
Huawei.
that the government at a point was like, you're not allowed to import phones to the U.S. anymore.
Well, that's what happened.
Yeah, did that really kill them? Because I think they
I think they're still big in China. I think,
in all of Asia, I think Huawei
I
is a
think.
huge producer.
but
yeah.
I haven't looked that up in a while. But
You're telling me Huawei is going to hook up to my Wi-Fi? What's it going to do? Huh? It's
it's going to have its Huawei with it.
It's going to spy on me.
Oh, just like
Had
TikTok.
that. I was sitting on that for years.
You say.
Never had
Hey,
a chance to use it.
well, wow, almost a full hour. Can you believe it? We didn't even talk about our videos that we put out earlier this month. It's been a minute, but
We
I'm sure everybody out there's seen it by now. We put out a Last of Us video, and it's
Oh,
doing
yeah.
Iron Man numbers, baby. Yeah, we haven't even talked about that because people have been away at PAX,
Yeah.
and we didn't do a panel. We did do a panel last week.
Yeah.
I wasn't on it, but we didn't do a podcast.
Yeah.
All I wanted to say about this Last of Us video is I'm really proud of the way it turned out. I kind of skipped watching The Last of Us. I caught like the first episode, an episode in the middle. I watched the finale with Johnny, and I was so inspired by the way they filmed Pedro Pascal annihilating everybody in that hospital. I came in the next day and I was like, guys, this is the video. This is what we're going to do. And yeah, we kind of just jumped right into it and filmed it. Shawn and Rocco, you guys were hilarious in your roles as well.
Oh, thank you. I
I
thought
was
your
trying to-
physical. You went for like 4 or 5 straight minutes of just shooting everything, And I was laughing the whole time.
very
I
much
think,
a
I think I
python.
sprained a rib because
Oh,
for like
no.
days I was like, fuck, dude, this is all sore. I think when I like put that pallet down, because that was all improv.
Yeah.
When I threw that dolly down and like laid on it and did the rolling attack, I did that like 4 or 5 times. Yeah. We were actually filming that day and it was like starting to rain outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
could barely kind of see it in that doorway scene. You start to see.
one of our neighbors was like loading up a truck, like beep, beep. It's super loud. So we couldn't film. So we were like, well, let's go in and film all the shooting stuff and then we'll film the outside later. And I got so sweaty from doing all that shooting stuff. I was like, I wish we just would have fucking filmed these opening parts. But luckily I was able to like towel off and refreshen up for those dialogue scenes.
Yeah.
And that was, it's funny, you know, every now and then stuff, how do I word this? You know, we juggle a lot of plates here. It's only in-house in the actual building here. There's only 6 of us here on a regular basis. And a lot of times we're juggling like 10 different things. It's like, oh man, we got to do this. We got to do that. We got to do that. That sometimes, you know, there isn't just, you know, it's like, oh, I want to film this thing, but will we have time? And will we, you know, whatever. And then every now and then it works out where we're filming and that was just us 3 really kind of. Gary, you were kind of in and out.
He was there. He made the gun and he was like running, like being our prop master, being our like grip in our hand. Anything we needed assistance with.
For that first half.
Yeah. And I know Johnny was busy with something, so he wasn't on camera at that moment. So it was kind of like the 3 of us goofing around, and it was like we were in the middle of a lot of hectic stuff, and then we filmed that, and it was like, oh yeah, it feels good to just.
It was fun.
The 3 of us
I
like
knew,
making each other laugh.
I would come in and I was like, listen, I'm just gonna fucking blast this gun like a psychopath.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, do we need people to get shot? No. We're not going to show anybody.
Yeah.
We're just going to focus on just this dude. Our neighbors came up later and were like,
Oh, they asked
where
me.
the fuck is Ellie?
Yeah, they didn't even
Hey,
know
where's
what was happening.
Ellie?
They're like, did you find Ellie?
Because I was screaming through the walls. We did so many takes.
Yeah.
I think I screamed, I don't give a fuck with that big shriek.
Yeah.
Probably right next to their break room.
Yeah.
Those poor guys.
I think you were. But anyway, yeah. Oh, yeah. All I was saying is like, you know, amidst, you know, a lot of things happening, it's fun. Sometimes this can be therapeutic to just pick up a camera and goof around for, you know, a minute. But that was really fun. We did the last scene of it like a day or 2 later, and that was when the local news featured us.
Yeah.
Did a news story on us. They were like, do you mind if we come down? We'll just you know, shoot a quick interview. And then it's like, yeah, well, we were going to go film this thing. It's like, well, we could follow you to that and get some shots.
The guy
So
who
they
filmed
did.
us for the news was an old school Mega64 fan. We've been around for so long. These people who grew up watching our show are now becoming successful in their own industry.
Working at news or Washington Post or movie studios.
Yeah.
all
So
over.
he came doing all this stuff about Mega64, and we were like, well, we're going to go film a video. He's like, can I come? Can I use this for the news story? And we were like, yeah, of course. He ended up telling us, well, this is going to go on tonight, but then later said, you know what? I'm going to put more love into this, and this is going to be like a bigger thing that we'll release on the weekend.
Yeah.
And he actually put some jokes in the news story that we cut out. So I don't know.
That's
We
like an
didn't
extended
approve
cut.
the edit of the news story. I was like, bro, you're leaking our footage.
It was funny that did air the night before the video came out. I was like, oh, well, you spoiled it. You spoiled it. But no, it's not really. It's
Not really.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I also like that Nicole is in the news thing. Like, we haven't filmed with Nicole in so long, and she happened to be there for that day.
That was cool.
But yeah, that was really cool being featured though on our local news station. I think we'd been, you know, watching that since we were young. Probably.
I think it's the proudest moment my mom's ever had.
Oh,
with
really?
me.
Really?
Probably, yeah.
It was a
Not
nice
the Washington Post. It's been
3-minute
a month
segment.
where my mom's mind has been blown.
Yeah.
They
I
took
think I already
their time
said.
with
She's
us.
like, I didn't know you were so famous. And I was like, respect me.
Yeah, I had family reach out to me that I hadn't heard from in a little bit that were just like, oh my gosh, our city, to have our city embrace you like that, you know, whatever. It was like, oh, thank you.
Kiss the ring.
But I did want to say though, in the middle of all that, so we had the local news team with us. We were shooting that last scene. In the middle of that, we had a concerned citizen run full speed uphill. We were at the top of a hill, They ran full speed.
Well, he was pretty lethargic.
But as fast as they could.
Yeah.
I saw.
Full
I thought he
speed
was
for him.
working out, and that was like we're in his way. And
That's what I thought too.
Once he started talking to us, like, oh, he ran up that hill for us.
Yeah. And let us know about, the world might be ending. Last of Us may be a documentary.
Can I say, I had just recently gone out with those real life superheroes for the documentary I made for Mega Strange and had such a experience that it changed my opinion on homeless people, which there are a lot of in San Diego. And I assumed this guy was homeless because he was just giving off that vibe. And I wanted to have like a positive experience with him. So when he came running up to us, I kind of paused. I was like, well, let's, not ignore this guy because I'm sure so many people just want to ignore him and brush him away. So I was like, hey, what's up? And sort of engaged with him. And he unloaded the floodgates on us.
He's been saving that info for years.
Dude, he's like, wait, somebody wants to hear me talk? Well, ha! And then he said his little speech there. Did it make it into the behind the scenes, the full cut of him? Okay, so I didn't need to recap everything he said.
No, but the water, get your water together right now, guys, because the river's dry.
Rob Zombie.
Zombie.
When I hear stuff like that, I just think like, well, you could be right. I don't know. So, all right, thank you.
I was actually
I don't watch the news.
The great coincidence was literally like a night or two before that. I actually was I read an article about the Walton family, who started Walmart, was trying to own the Colorado River, trying to privatize water.
Ooh.
I was already reading an article where they said the river, they were basically saying the river's drying up, but we have a way to stop that and slow that. We have a lot of different approaches we could use using market-based tactics, and it was like a fancy way to word like we want to own the river and sell the water to you.
Nestle did this like 10 years ago.
Because you're evil fucking corporation. Maybe if you have ways of replenishing the river that hydrates like 1/3 of the country, you would just help out of the goodness of the fucking heart you're supposed to have that I know doesn't exist in that empty cave you call a chest.
But like, give them a chance though.
Oh, you're right. I should give Walmart
because their market-based options may help. And I just feel like we should you ever heard don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah, dude. Nestle
Try it out.
About 10 years ago said that water should not be free.
A natural
anybody
resource.
on Earth should not be a natural resource.
I remember that.
That everybody should pay for the water because it's
And that was cool.
That was pretty neat.
I'm kind of a Nestle
what do they
head.
call a resource a finite resource.
I love
be in charge,
companies and billionaires, and so whatever they do, I'm here for. That's me.
I'm always thinking about, one of my favorite protagonists in film was that fucking big guy in Mad Max Fury Road where he had all.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Sam Walton?
Yeah.
Sam
I
Walton.
don't remember what the guy's name was, but he had that cool mask.
Yeah.
Of kind of Bane kind of shit. And he's like, you want some water? And then you open the thing and the water would fall out. I thought that was cool. He's like, give him water.
That's kind of like
I want to be that guy.
It's like going to
like
Walmart.
Yeah.
That's what it's
need
like.
Walmart? Welcome to the store.
Yeah.
Welcome to Walmart. I love you.
And the Walmart
Not in
experience
Portland.
is always so great.
Yeah.
Going into that dystopian society.
Yeah.
It's fucking like
That's
mutants walking around looking at $8 bananas. And
People
shit.
just clearing the
that's-
makeup and the razors into black trash bags and running out the front door without paying.
that's the
It's
one
fun time at Walmart.
That's the one place that had Crystal Pepsi.
Yo.
So I like it.
So, hey, shouts out Sam Walton.
I don't know how it is in other parts of the country, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, but Walmart in San Diego is like the worst shopping experience.
Don't go after 11 p.m. There's werewolves.
There are
Mutants.
at Walmart.
There's
Dark
a couple.
creatures.
There's a couple that I have an okay experience at. I can probably count on one hand the amount of times I've been to Walmart in like 5 to 10 years. Like I just never go there. But there's a couple that I have an okay experience when I do, and then a couple. I remember going to those first and going like, why does everyone always like rage out about Walmart? Who cares? And then I went to the other ones and was just like, oh, this was not a good experience. This was but I've told stories about Walmart in the past.
I'm
too,
bougie
where
now.
I was trying to get copies of video games, and it was like a nightmare scenario.
Yeah. If you go in the daytime, high noon, you're safe.
Yeah.
But no, I'm bougie. I go to Target.
Wow.
I'm a Target.
Rich.
Target.
Wow.
I didn't realize.
I call it.
Oh, so you're a dad
Target.
too. Cool.
I don't call it Target.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Right, well,
What do you call it?
Target.
That's
I do
not
around my kids when I have one of these. I call it a Cephia, and they think that's really funny.
they
What
like
is
that
it?
joke.
What is it actually?
I think it's Zevia,
Yeah.
When are we gonna get
but I
sponsored?
say Cephia. Anyways, I'll tell you more dad jokes later if you want.
I'm good.
Okay.
Hey, real quick before we continue, I do want to give a shout out to everyone watching. As always, thank you for your support. I want to do a couple quick plugs here. I want to tell everyone we are going to be live in Florida on April 14th, Friday, April 14th, the night before Creator Clash. If you're going to be in the area, did I say Tampa?
You did.
You did say
Tampa, Florida.
I thought in my brain I said it the wrong city, and that's not true.
Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida. We're going to be there. Tickets on sale, but they're going fast. So go to mega64.com/tour. The link will be right there. You can get all the tickets you want. Buy them in bulk. We'll see you there.
You're gonna want to come out before the fights. You want to put yourself in the right kind of headspace. You're gonna a lot of violence on stage that we're gonna be performing to get you ready for what you might see the next day.
Yeah.
Let me say, this is a whole new show. So if you came out to the last one,
Yes.
you're gonna have a 95% brand new experience.
That's
Yes.
true.
I'm not gonna say 100% because you're gonna walk in there like, oh, the lights are the same four guys on the stage.
Yeah.
It's mostly entirely brand new.
Yes.
New comedy, new ideas, new political alliances.
Yes. Yeah.
Sean
not the
is
same. Not the same.
furious over this indictment that was announced.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's so sad that his favorite president has to get thumbprinted.
Poor Shawn.
I don't want to get into.
Look at him.
I'm just gonna say personally, let's put the kibosh on that. I don't want to get into that stuff. All I'm gonna say is, when we announced the show, Shawn was like, "Finally free in Florida." That's all he
Yeah.
kept saying. He kept repeating those words. I'll finally be free in Florida. So that's why we're coming. That's the main reason.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever.
Yeah.
I don't think I
say
said
that.
that.
Leave
I
your
don't think I said that.
Someone did.
Sean's anti-Florida, to be honest.
Leave
I've
the
gone
vaccine
to
cards
Florida
at
since I
home.
was a little kid. I am very familiar with Sarasota, Florida. My grandma lived there, so I have, I know Florida well. So I'm not.
You're a fan of Ybor City.
It's not my favorite state. I'll say that, but
What is your favorite state?
California.
Little bias there.
Wow.
A little bit.
Easy.
I like Florida. Shout out St. Augustine. Yo,
St. Augustine's cool too.
Caddyshack restaurant.
Yeah.
The
Murray
I'm
Brothers.
a regular there. I'm getting those cheese golf balls or whatever. Stomp out the roach on the floor.
Water bug, dude.
Forgot about that.
Shout
was a
out,
water
That really
bug.
happened.
shout out Tampa, because that's
Hey,
where
listen.
we're going.
Yeah, we're actually going to Tampa.
Feature.
But anyway, I really genuinely do love the Caddyshack.
buy a ticket. Tickets are on sale now.
Tickets are on sale. Like I said, going fast. So if you want to see us in Tampa,
Seats are limited, so first 12 people buy a ticket. That's it.
Whoa.
Wow,
So get
that's
in
pretty
there.
limited.
you're part of the Dirty Dozen.
I looked at the club we're playing at, and Lil Wayne played there.
He might be there.
He
that
might be
night.
there
I
during
don't
our
want to
show.
promise anything.
I couldn't tell if it was like a stage or like an elevated weird platform. It's gonna be a bizarre show.
Ooh.
We're gonna be experimenting on the fly.
We are competing because in Tampa at the same time is Taylor Swift. I think we can pull a bigger crowd though.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to
Pretty
get
sure
done.
we can get a bigger one.
Sure.
That's what we're trying to get done.
We have more
Let's
costume changes in ours.
Let's just put an end to that dynasty here.
More
We're going to have the
Ticketmaster
biggest
fees.
show in Florida.
You know what? Come to our show because I'm gonna do the album Red, Derek's version.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I love you.
Uncensored.
I'm going to let Derek and Shawn do all these bits. And then after each one, I'm going to go, I would like to be excluded from that narrative.
What's that?
That's something she said. I just thought it was cool.
I'm gonna let you finish.
No, that's not.
Derek had one of the best.
Yeah, we're going to do that bit a
Comedy
lot
bits of
that
all
night.
time. You can't even listen to Taylor Swift's music, so why bother? It's not on Spotify. I checked.
But it's on Shopify.
I
That's where I
checked.
listen to my music.
Hey, you know where I
How did
listened?
you've heard every song she's ever made? Apparently,
I probably have.
How
Yeah,
do you get this music?
Sean's a
it's
Swiftie.
on Apple Music.
Oh,
See, Apple, dude.
Oh,
I was just gonna
there
say
we
that.
go.
Oh, now the
There we go.
ecosystem
Got
makes
you.
sense.
I was gonna
Got
say
you.
that.
That's
yeah.
something I can't do on
Actually,
Google Pixel. I
hey.
can't listen to Taylor.
Hey, guess what?
What?
You can get Apple Music on every device. It's
Well, then the
it's separate.
ecosystem
It's
is-
separate from everything.
It's infecting my ecosystem now.
I also, got my kids the vinyl, so they have like.
Wow, bougie.
Yeah,
they're too good for a CD.
They get vinyl.
I don't.
180 grams.
Yeah.
Oh my god! For kids,
2 LPs. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Your kid's got a record player.
LP?
Yeah, Lennon has a record player. She loves records, so I got her one
Dang.
for her birthday, and she plays it. And she has her own I have like my record section in the garage, and she has her own little record section like next to mine. And
Who's your favorite kid? Go ahead.
I don't.
All right, who's the most talented?
Hey, you talk about Lennon a lot.
I talk about them all a lot. I love all of them.
Yeah, but which one's like the best at something?
I don't know
Who's
what.
He's
got,
like,
like-
the cream of the crop.
Yeah, the one you want to put the most energy.
Well,
in
like
going
Sawyer's the
forward.
best at skateboarding.
There you go.
Becca's the best at running
Okay, I
the
want to do
mile.
one more
All
plug.
right.
Emma's the best at volleyball.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they all have
which-
their thing that they're good at.
But what's the
Who's
one
the
that's going to
best at
make you the
existing?
money? What's the one that's going to pay your bills?
Yeah, who's gonna be the thoroughbred of
Who's
the
the
bunch?
breadwinner? Who do
I
you put the
don't-
energy into?
I don't.
If
know
one of them had to
what
kill
you're
you,
doing.
who would you want it to be?
That's how I go out.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's Shakespearean right there.
I know you probably have more plugs, so this did
do.
remind me of I almost got into a fight at a dance competition last weekend.
well,
But so go. I mean,
yeah, that's the weenie. You got to stick around after this plug to hear what it is. We just dangled that.
Yeah.
I do want to say though, on the subject of physical media, guys, we did a prank. We did a little April Fool's Day goof involving
goof?
physical media.
Oh.
Where we hyped up. Okay, something's coming this Saturday. What is it? And ta-da! It's the unboxing ring series from my personal YouTube channel a long time ago, coming to a definitive Blu-ray collection.
Look at that.
So, and a brand new episode. Now, so the joke being, you probably thought it was going to be this elaborate kind of Mega64 thing or whatever, but it's this weird thing from my personal channel. Turns out a lot of people actually wanted it.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, April Fool's joke, the April Fool's joke was more in the marketing sense. It's an actual product.
Oh, yeah,
you can
yeah.
get it.
Oh, yeah, we're selling it.
We're not gonna send you like a gym sock or something.
This is like
weird.
Supreme. We're going to sell the Criterion collection of the unboxing ring.
Yeah, except they didn't make it.
They
Yeah,
made
we
a
made it.
Yeah, they
We
made a
made it.
brick and sold that. Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna send you a brick that says no. But anyway, it's a real thing, and I just want to tell everyone I am so honored that people actually wanted this. I mean, we were gonna make it. It was gonna be made, but it was a very unusual thing to do this. It was just like, are people gonna be into this? Okay, well, whatever. It comes out on April Fool's Day, so you can always say, yeah, it was a joke. But people actually really wanted it, and
Yeah.
I'm very
Wow.
We also have a bundle
Flattered.
if you want a poster and a shirt.
yes.
There's no other time you'll ever be able to get an unboxing ring shirt. I guarantee
Yes.
you
Yeah.
that.
Guaranteed.
This is your one shot if you ever want that.
And the poster signed by series creator Tyler Trickman.
wow.
Nice.
That's pretty
So
exciting.
that anyway, I was just very blown away by that. How many people came out in excitement for that. So
Some
thank
unboxing
you.
ring heads.
so that's up for pre-order right now?
That is up for pre-order now. It's still up as of right now. It's not going to be up for a long time, but at least for the next few days, I think we're going to keep that.
Mega64.com.
Yes, pick it up, shop.mega64.com. And thank you all for your support as
Wow.
always. And as always, patreon.com/mega64 is another great way to support the show. And we have a ton of exclusive videos on there. We did a whole pun competition at PAX East in Boston that went up.
Featuring the very talented Meg.
Yeah, Meg is in it. And man, that is something you don't want to miss. We've got that. We've got our latest movie club episodes. We got a new episode coming up on Portrait of a Lady on Fire. We did a bunch of other great episodes. I think I made an episode public. Our episode on RRR is public on our archive channel now. So
Nice.
even if you're not a patron, watch that. And if you want like 10,000 times more of that, join our Patreon.
Sure.
There you go.
Should we say about the unboxing ring that it's going to have new exclusive content? to
Yes.
the Blu-ray.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, it will. It will. Many have asked. There was always lore and whispers. Where was Derek during those? What was going on with him at the time? You may find out.
You may.
You may not as well, but
You also may.
But there's that's another weenie.
Inquire
Dangling.
within. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Derek episode, it's been advertised.
Yes.
Apparently,
Yeah.
Yes.
Which puts a lot of pressure on me. I don't even know.
It could be. Maybe it's an episode about Derek Comedy. Great sketch group.
Oh, that'd be a relief.
Yeah.
Good
That
stuff.
would relieve a little bit of the pressure, but stay tuned
Great.
to find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited about that. And commentary too. It'll have commentary too. So look forward to that. Okay. So,
Shawn.
Okay.
you almost got-
There is no real ending of this story. Let me just tell you. I'm just going to tell you the events that happened. And it.
Could we remind people how we got here too? That you almost fought Girl Scouts 2 weeks ago.
I think I missed that.
Oh, yeah. Well, the quick story, Rocco, is that they wouldn't leave me alone. They asked if I want to buy cookies. I said,
Scouts?
No. Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
I was leaving the store. Do you want to buy cookies? Oh, no, thanks. I'm good. And then they said, do you want to donate some money then into our thing? Or we also have an app that you can. And I said, no, not today, guys. Thanks. And then as I walked away, the mom said to them, well, he was rude. And then I got mad. And to myself, I didn't yell
this is
at
like
them.
Burly Brawl Matrix Reloaded.
And
What
then
happened then?
Well, nothing happened then.
You yelled in the store.
I did not. I was telling you guys my thought process of I'm not fucking rude. You're rude for having your kid in my fucking way.
No,
That's
I
what I
think you did a out loud scoff or some kind of
Oh,
like,
you know what? You're right. I did.
You yelled.
They picked up on that vibe.
Not rude.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Okay, I yelled a little thing out in the parking lot.
Okay.
Did you
but
say
not
something to
them.
me?
So
you say
I was-
something to me?
It was a
didn't-
verbal fight with the
I
Girl
didn't
Scouts.
turn around. I just yelled it out there. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Very passive aggressive, violent.
Screamed at some Girl Scouts.
Sure.
Okay. So you were
set the stage.
It was to the mom.
Good setting the stage, Derek.
Right.
Good job bringing that up.
so horrible to some
So he's already on edge, right?
Yeah, 'cause
So
it's 2
I'm-
weeks
So now
ago.
you're what? Boy Scouts?
I'm going to Lennon's dance competition,
the battleground.
and it's at San Diego Convention Center, of all places, where Comic-Con is. And so I'm like, oh, I'm back here, Matt. How about that? I'm at Comic-Con and whatever. And so I'm going into like the room where they're dancing, and then it's a whole fucking process though. Like, you gotta try to find parking. I found parking.
Did they book the whole exhibit hall for this?
It was like all the ballrooms
Upstairs.
So
Okay.
not the downstairs.
This is
places.
prestigious dance competition.
Yeah, it was pretty big. I found parking, ended up getting a ticket. Not the point. It was a whole. First off, real quick.
Why
the
did they give you a
parking.
ticket?
Derek, I don't know. I park at the meter, and I went to go pay, and it said on the little kiosk, Saturday, whatever day it was, free parking. I'm like, oh, perfect. And I come back to my car, it's a fucking ticket. It's like, I tried to pay, and you said it was free parking.
Did you take a photo of the sign?
No, because I didn't notice I had the ticket until I was like further down. I saw something flip into my.
Is it a
windshield
sign that's
wiper.
permanently there?
No. It was like the computerized kiosk that said that.
The screen on
The screen. I went to go pay the little meter thing and it said free parking. I'm like, okay, cool. And then
Maybe you
This isn't
contest
adding
it.
up.
That's enough.
I don't know. I want to contest it, and I should.
He doesn't have any
Should.
evidence though.
I have no evidence.
Should
Yeah,
take
but
a
half the
photo.
time the cop doesn't show up to court when you contest.
But there wasn't a
Parking
cop.
ticket.
I don't know. We'll see.
You know, I fought a speeding ticket and won
Did
Yeah.
you?
6 months ago.
See?
Oh, really? I
really?
didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stick
We'll
it
talk
to
about
him.
that later.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, really quick. So we get there. I have like all the kids. My in-laws are there. We're here to watch Lennon. And it's like one of those things where you're there all day and there's 10,000 dances and it's pretty boring. Until
it's
your
the
kid
same
is
song?
dancing and then it's like
Yeah.
magical. Like when I see her dancing, I'm like so proud and it's like, like it's great.
Yeah.
But that only happens 4 times of my entire day. And the rest of it's like, oh, no, whatever. Anyways.
These other little rugrats.
So Lennon comes on stage and starts her little dance, and I am watching, like, super proud. And this fucking guy and his kid, 2 aisles in front of me,
Let's silence our phones, please.
start walking in front
Oh no.
of the of me. So he's like walking. I'm gonna be the camera for 1
they
second.
have to go to the bathroom or something?
No, they're going to find their seat.
They didn't know that Lennon's on stage right now dancing.
It doesn't matter that it's Lennon. You usually should wait until the dance is
mic, bro.
over. Until the dance is over. So here,
Snatch my microphone.
sorry. Go to
let you finish.
go to the Rocco and Derek thing, and I'm gonna be the dude. Okay.
All right, I'll be Shawn.
You're the dude.
Watching. You want to sit there? Should we sit? Do you want to sit?
Oh
You
no.
want to sit there? Should we sit there? Keep in mind, this dance is a minute and a half, and that's it. And this fuckhead
I wouldn't stand for that, dude.
Well, it's a kid. Sounds like it's a kid's fault. It's the kid couldn't decide where the fuck to sit down.
He's blocking, and I'm just like,
Did you tell him to sit the fuck down?
And so I went, excuse me,
Oh.
bro, because I'm trying to see this fucking dance.
Is your wife like trying to hide in her jacket? Like, oh my God.
I should say too, this is no ordinary man. This guy's forearms are as bigger than my thighs. He is neck tattooed up to the. He is fucking ready to
the perfect
kill
man.
anyone. Right? He is like. He's so fucking strong looking, but I can't see my fucking kid dance. So he finally hears me.
Yeah.
And then goes, "You sit down. You sit down." And I'm like, I'm trying to watch my kid fucking dance. You don't care about this dance, but I do. Can you just move? And then Jenny's trying to help me, being like, "Yo, just sit down. Just sit down." He can't try to watch his daughter dance. He's just trying to watch his daughter dance. And I'm just like, move. And now he's mad at me. He's like, "No, you move. You move." I'm like, "You don't give a fuck about this dance, bro. Fuck."
You think Leonard could hear you from the stage?
I don't think so. Anyways,
How far away are you? This.
It's in a ballroom.
it's loud. It's
Leonard
loud.
I was gonna
definitely
say, I
knows.
thought you were
It's
only
loud.
a foot away.
the music was
So-
blasting.
He finally sits down after Jenny's like, "Just sit down." Like, just sit
I'm
down.
not with him, but sit down, please.
So then he sits down, but I'm fucking fuming. I'm so mad. First off, he tells me to sit down. It's like, you don't give a fuck. Like, I know what it's like to watch other kids dance, and you don't give a fuck. So that's why you decided, but you just got in my way. And I just wanted to
Could
see
have
this
just
one
said,
dance.
"Oh, sorry."
Right, like a normal fucking person would do. But this is not a normal fucking person.
No,
this
he's
is a
an
guy who
alpha.
goes to the gym all the time and can kill anyone.
He's
and
got
he wanted
fucking
to
job
kill.
stoppers creeping up his neck.
That's the same type of dude that was. I already told the story. The dude at the ramen place that I went to that kept like, "Yeah, sir, you missed it. We closed." I didn't. No. I walked in here. It was 6:59. Yeah, we closed at 7. Well, it wasn't when I in there, and it was like roided out, like dumbass. Like
Maybe he had too much pre-workout.
I realize now.
Were you being aggressive?
I was.
Yeah.
I
didn't get that.
You instigated. You shouted.
I shouted. I
Yeah.
should have just let him find his fucking seat. But I couldn't see this fucking dance.
I don't know. I think that's pretty normal. Like
I just wanted him to
You're there
move.
for one thing, and he's in the way of their. And something that's incredibly important to you.
Yeah, and like
I mean-
I'm not gonna maybe see another like this dance like I just wanted to see her dance. Like I'm here, my whole day is this for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
and you ruined it. Like you fuck her. Yeah. So anyways, but if I wouldn't have said anything, I think he would have just
sat down.
Sat down, and then I made it into a whole fucking thing. And now we're sitting next to each other for 3 more hours.
Oh no! Is
and
it
it's-
awkward?
Yeah.
You don't leave?
But then, like, I'm so fucking mad, and I see it's his kid dancing, and he's like, whatever. And I'm like, I want to get in front of this fucker so bad. I want to stand in front of him and be like, now you know what it's fucking like. You sit down. You fucking sit down. They're neck tattoos.
So did you do that?
No, God, no, he's going to kill me. He's a big, scary person.
See, I would have done something where I could be far away from him, like flip the lights or something, like
My-
like cut the power or
My
something. Then walk out.
father-in-law.
That's
Sabotage the whole event.
My
Yeah.
father-in-law who
Yeah.
was there later was like, you're either the bravest or dumbest person I've ever met. Like,
Yeah.
what were you doing?
Well, Shawn does not fear Girl Scouts. And he doesn't fear.
I mean,
bullies.
I was
What's
just-
next?
it was just, I shouldn't have said anything, but I just wanted to see the fucking dance. So lessons were learned. Next time I'll just shut my fucking face. Unless it's like someone I could probably fight. You know, if it's like a little old lady, then I can yell at her.
You're
But
gonna
I'm not gonna.
We're gonna be front row at the Creator Clash. He's gonna be calling, people out,
But
telling them they can kick.
No
kick
offense to
their
the
ass.
Creator Clash.
Sure.
Let me emphasize respect. But if someone did that, I wouldn't care as much because I'm watching my little girl dance, and I want to watch her dance. Like I'm here to see her dance.
Yeah, Kevin's got a point. What if your kids were up there boxing?
Well, then I want to see that.
Yeah,
But it's like,
and then Harley from Epic
there's not many
Mealtime, he's
things
standing up
that
in front
I'm
of you.
trying to go see so bad. But that's like one thing. Like my whole day is this, and I'm here for literally 4 minutes.
This is why you got to carry like a pistol on you.
Oh, it's easy to get concealed carry in San Diego now.
No,
Dude,
Simple.
Jim Cornette said he had a problem with Brock Lesnar, but he just pulled a gun on him. Problem solved.
Yeah.
I mean, the etiquette, the etiquette really is
Sounds
just like
Jim Cornette.
You don't know whose dance is up, so wait until the song's over and then get your seat. That's all it really is supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's kind of just what you do.
So it's like going to like a play or whatever,
like
or a
the
concert.
dances-
They don't let you down the aisle to sit
They
until
do
the
let you
song's
down.
over.
It shouldn't be. I mean, you should know better. And
Yes,
it's
that's etiquette.
not. It's etiquette. And
that-
so
they
like
do that.
You know, like you also like wait. Like if so, I have to go to the bathroom. Okay, wait till the song's over, then we'll go because I don't know who's behind
Yeah.
us. I don't want to make them miss.
Even
their
at
kid
hockey games, they'll hold you. The usher won't let you go down to your front row seat until
So next
Change
time,
Yeah, that's weird. That's
next time
that
I
they
won't
didn't
say
do that.
anything. I think I was telling my father-in-law, I think I was just in a more aggro state being at the convention center.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm in the Comic-Con mindset.
Fight or
I'm not
flight.
handling any bullshit here.
I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me.
Comic-Con's not even
my world.
Comic-Con's not bad, but I'm not gonna handle any bullshit at Comic-Con. Like I've been
That's
there
true.
so many times. I'm not gonna deal with shit.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I've
just
gotten
gonna
into it
go
with security.
about my business, and I know what I have to be done in this building. I fucking got it.
I think
know?
you
You're
need
right.
to take like Krav Maga lessons.
Yeah.
That way, you come out with like that fuck people up unsuspectingly.
Yeah.
You know, and then you earn the respect.
Yeah. So to the big scary man I yelled at.
Yeah,
Next time, please wait. I'm sorry that I yelled at
he's
you.
watching.
Yeah. He's a huge fan.
If anybody out there does that when I'm at Creator Clash, if anybody gets in the way of Epic Meal Man in the ring and you block that, it's going to be exactly what you just saw Shawn do. I'm going to go nuts. My whole childhood is watching him make gay bacon.
And now you're
And you're going to take that from
blocking
me?
his view.
I don't think so, pal.
We've got
and I'm not
Anissa's
going to
phone
I'm not
number.
going to hit anyone. I'm going to yell real loud.
We'll dial Anissa on speed dial. We'll get you thrown right out of the event.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, excuse me, Aaron Hansen? Yeah. Remember you were in our Metal Gear video? Yeah, you need to take care of someone.
Got to pull a favor.
Yeah.
We need you to, I think someone in the crowd just got sequelitis, if you know what I mean.
Hey, Dad, I know a little child needs a spanking. Why don't you come down here?
I think next time if you're in that situation again, probably just saying like, "Excuse me, bro. Excuse me."
Well, let me say,
Just
you're right.
repeating that over.
But
and over.
imagine like the loudest music ever, and
Yeah.
so it's like it's hard. I had to yell, "Excuse me."
It's the music's going. boom,
Now,
boom, boom. You
it's
better work,
Britney, bitch.
if it wasn't for
You better work,
if it
bitch.
wasn't for
Barbra
Jenny reminding
Streisand.
me, I don't even remember saying "bro." I went into like a different mode of like I don't know what the
You
fuck
spoke
happened.
his language.
I don't know what happened.
You
Hey,
succumbed to his level.
You little fuck.
Yeah,
If you don't
why didn't you use the
sit
voice?
down, I'm gonna break
I
your
don't
finger off.
know why. I don't know why.
Have
I yelled
you-
bro? I'm not a kind of guy who yells bro. I don't know why I did that.
I
It's
think at
rare
your core you are. That's what you
Maybe.
discovered about
Maybe
yourself.
it's deep down in me. I'm a bro kind of guy, but I didn't think I was. It was just me saying, "Excuse me, excuse me." Then I had to go in the bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my fun dance story.
It does sound fun.
I'm a lot of fun to be around. Jenny's so lucky to have me.
Yeah. Well, she's ride or die though. That's the good part. That's
She
my
had
favorite
my
part of the
back.
story.
She had my back, even though she probably was like this fucking guy.
She joined you and she was
Shawn
like,
just-
"Hey,
why?
he's right. Sit the fuck
She,
down."
she
that was-
absolutely did.
That was great.
Of course she
Oh
did.
my God.
Did you
I would
guys
love
like make eye contact when the event was over?
No, because later on, he didn't look back once. I was waiting
Oh,
for him
he
to
was
look back.
scared.
I'm sure he was scared.
I bet you know exactly what the back of his head looks like. You were staring
Oh, I
lasers
know.
all night.
I
Yeah.
know.
You could draw
What
it
color
from
hair did
memory.
he have?
He had this like super tight military looking haircut with like this
Oh,
the
you
shaved
fucking-
crease
You
and like the really this heavy gel.
Oh, dude, he was
fucking-
like
he's
Sigma
from
as fuck.
Oceanside.
This
guy just got off Pendleton.
This guy fucking abuses women.
This guy rode his
hey,
fucking
you know what?
Ninja.
I'm not going to
Sounds
say
of it.
anything about that. I don't know anything
Sounds like
about
a woman
that.
abuser to me.
I don't know anything about that.
He still had his BD.
I just know that he was in my way at the wrong moment.
What color shirt did he have on?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was a C in red, so I'm gonna say a red shirt.
Damn, dude.
Anyways, thank you. That's my story.
I know the
Thank you.
type.
This isn't like a big story or anything, but speaking of just pissed people at a event,
Huh?
I know a lot of people who went and saw. They did a screening of Midsummer this week in L.A.
Oh yeah.
That they were like, yeah, they're going to show this movie, and the director is going to like do a thing. It's like Alamo Drafthouse kind of thing.
Ari Aster's
So I
gonna be
know
there.
a lot of people
Ari
in L.A.
asshole?
Yeah, Airy Asshole was going to be there. And no, he anyway, yeah, they were like doing screenings of it. I know a bunch of people in LA that were like, wanted to go to that, big fans of that or horror or whatever. And they did a surprise thing where it's like, oh, April Fools. It's not that movie. It's my new movie.
That's cool.
And apparently it didn't go over well. And like everyone who went was like, I was kind of like hoping to see that one, the other one. And and then they had like Emma Stone came and did like Q&A.
Okay.
And, oh, is she in the new movie? No.
Oh, what?
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I guess Joaquin Phoenix did show up. He is in the new movie.
Okay.
So people are mad about this?
Well, there was just Twitter was just like,
The old
I don't know if
switcheroo.
I really like this new
Because-
this new movie it's like an hour longer than the other one, and people were like, I was kind of suffering
Hey, dude.
through.
Well,
this.
People are
That's-
super sensitive, especially art house kids that are all into these A24 pictures. Some of them are sensitive, and you can fuck up their whole day if you just subvert
Right.
their expectation with a different movie.
I think that there is actually a phenomenon in the film industry where the setting of the expectation is super important for the success of the film. Like, this is why I think The Prestige was such a technical flop, is because people went in thinking they were going to get like a period piece
Yeah,
about
sure.
magicians. And then halfway through, it turns into this weird sci-fi movie. And so many people were like, I don't fucking want this.
Yeah, I didn't come here for that.
So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
people probably got so hyped for Midsummer.
You know-
It's our favorite movie. You just all do it together. It's like, it's a different movie.
And again, like an hour longer, and not the thing that they said. I mean, whatever. Just as simple as like, well,
The bait and switch.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but it'd be one thing. It'd be one thing though if they were like, hey, by the way, you're gonna see Midsummer, but then after that, director's coming out, and he brought his new movie.
That's the way to do it.
That's how you do it. And
That's
then,
the way
hey,
to
people
do it.
can leave if
Stuck
they
around.
You know,
people can leave if they want.
What they
but-
did with the new Star Trek back when they rebooted that with Chris Pine,
Yeah.
that was really cool. Where it was like a midnight movie for Wrath of Khan,
Yeah.
but instead it was like, hey, the movie's not for another month, but we have the new one, and that's all Star Trek fans.
Yeah.
They were into it. That was a huge PR stunt that worked. But I think that's like they're going to see a Star Trek movie, and they're still going to see a Star Trek movie a new one.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah,
this is like
what was not similar
not
to
that.
the other thing at all.
Yeah, it's all different.
I also heard at the event that they covered the like, hey, to make up for it, food and drinks on us,
okay.
free of charge. But then all I kept reading on Twitter was people didn't know it until they were like, yeah, I didn't know the food was free. I left. Like,
I paid and left.
yeah, no one said anything. I bought like 5 things. Like, we found that out later. Anyway,
Really poorly
it was just
ran.
cracking me up. It wasn't like I
Well-
said, not a great story or anything, but I was just cracking up. Like, I think they thought this was going to be like, yo, how fucking hyped are these guys going to be? And I just kept reading like, oh man, I had kind of a rough.
That event sounds exactly that, rough.
Yeah.
But an event that I can get behind is E3, and I can't wait.
Yeah,
no.
I bought my flights. And
Electronics,
I got,
Entertainment Expo. It's coming back after so long.
God, I've been missing it.
I
Yeah.
miss it. I miss it.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
What, Kevin? What?
It's gone, dude.
It's go- E for all is the only option.
Yeah, E for all is
It's
the
fucking
only.
E for all.
It's back to E for all.
Forcing Kevin into this
It's
bit.
fucking E for all, and that's it.
Oh Lord, we have fun here.
Anyway,
That's sad.
E3's gone.
It's everyone's just gonna keep their own digital Nintendo Directs.
But
and
it was
Capcom
weird-
Day is streaming. And
But it was weird to me anyway because it had already kind of died, and then it got picked up by the company that helps with PAX.
yeah,
But this whole time I've just been like, why don't they just make PAX super awesome?
and it is.
And they are doing that.
yeah,
And then but E3's canceled. I'm like, yeah, okay. It's you've already got a game convention. Just make that killer.
it really makes PAX the only gaming convention around,
At least of that scale.
of that scale, where you get big publishers coming over from across the seas, even. And
But
like we said, it was kind of limited what Nintendo brought, but
I talked
it was
with
something.
one of the dudes who runs all those conventions
Yeah.
at PAX East. And yeah, even before the E3 is dead announcement, he was telling me about the next PAX, and there's like some really cool shit happening at the next PAX. He was like, yeah, we're gearing up for that. That's going to be crazy. Okay, cool. And then the whole time in my head, I'm just like, yeah, why do they have E3 if you're going to do that for PAX? Well, answered that question. So
E3
I heard-
kind of lost its point because it was
Yeah.
originally an industry-only event.
yeah.
with booth babes.
Sure.
The
Yes.
good old days,
You're
dude.
right, yeah.
Shawn,
And that's why it failed.
the good old days. Well,
No,
one
but
reason.
like that kind of made it like elusive, exclusive.
Totally.
And everybody wanted to get the news coming out of E3, but then they opened it up to the public and it stopped being an industry only event. And they kind of just, that was just kind of the beginning of the like decline.
Do you know
into-
how privileged I was getting invited by you guys who got invited to E3? I bragged to everyone I knew who knew anything about video games.
yeah.
I'm going to go to E3.
Yeah.
And it was super fucking special.
they should make it
Yeah.
exclusive
Yeah.
again?
A couple years later, it's like, what's up with all? Is every fucking assistant GameStop manager in the United States at this fucking thing?
And
yes, they were.
But here's the thing.
And then it was open to the public. Yeah, it was the decline.
But here's the thing. All those people were already going to E3. Like I got a badge from working at Blockbuster. Like you could already, back in the most exclusive days,
if you were smart.
People could
you
just
were-
make their own website and be like, well, I'm
Yeah.
a journalist for DerekGames.com.
but even that, I think it still made it like,
You just had to put in the effort.
like
Yeah.
yeah. Exactly. It was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah,
E3 was still like this exclusive thing, but you could get in if
You had
if
to
you
cheese
tried.
it to get in, but
Yeah.
that's what made it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
I
really
think
kind of did.
it's part of the experience of it being cool is what made it special. And when they took that
Yeah.
away, it was like, well, this is kind of not so cool anymore. You know, like fucking
Yeah.
everybody's here.
And it also fell in this weird crack too between both, where they did open it to the public, but they had it like, oh, it's business the first 2 days, but then it's public the next 2 days. But then what would happen is the public would get there and it's like, what's all these private meeting rooms? You know, it was just this in between state.
It was
where it's
limbo,
like, oh,
right.
here's demos. Again, like if you were with the media, if you were with the press, you could get an appointment to play this new game. Well, then you show up on a public day and it's like, yeah, you can't get an appointment, so you can wait 3.5 hours to play that up there. And it's like, oh, I'm just here to wait in lines. It never worked. I just felt like it didn't work.
And now
So,
it's deader than a doornail.
The last time I went to E3, there was a giant Fortnite booth there.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
there
I
was,
remember that.
they had like actors, or maybe they worked for, I don't know, but they had people in
I think
costume.
they were
like-
hired.
hired
hired
people.
actors,
right?
models, and stuff.
Yeah. This dude was like really good looking guy, Hollywood actor. And he was wearing like the Fortnite, like unicorn horse
yeah.
around his waist. He looked fucking stupid, honestly.
Yeah. Well, those
And-
costumes do. Yeah.
Yeah, they all do. And he like kind of came up and I had my phone out, like taking a video of him, and I just kind of cackled at him. And then I have the video where he's just like, and I've never like that was a moment where I was like, oh yeah, these are humans too.
Oh, no.
Like these people, they're not just here like for being punching bags for my entertainment. Like,
yeah.
No.
you know, it was this duality of like, well, Fortnite is really cringy and you look like an idiot, but I guess I shouldn't film you and laugh at you to your face. So I felt really guilty about that. But also it just made me think like, well, what are we doing here? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
The last
was
year we
weird.
went, it was weird. I think we saw like Phil DeFranco on the show floor.
That was a long time ago.
That was
I
a
don't
long
think
time ago?
That was not the last.
That wasn't the last time. That's
That
the last
was-
memory I have.
Oh my God, that was. I mean,
I
that
think
so
that's the
long
last
ago
memory
that,
you have,
that
period.
video I uploaded went up, and then I years later, saw him and apologized for the video. It was a whole-
We made good with Phil DeFranco.
yeah,
Don't worry.
we're
Oh, I think I'm thinking of a different time or whatever. Because like I met up with Charles Carroll out there the last time I went, and I thought it was that same trip.
I don't
Maybe
know.
I saw him another
maybe
time.
you did. I wasn't there.
But I mean, there were good times like getting to play Guitar Hero like for the first time, and getting to
Guitar-
like
Well, we saw the Nintendo Wii for the first time, like
Yeah.
behind closed doors.
I
getting,
was just
getting
gonna
free
say-
games too. Like they would actually, when it was kind of a harder to get into event, there was a lot of freebies.
That was I think my favorite E3 memory was, I mean, like the first one I went to was like 2004. And it was amazing just walking into it. Like, oh my God, I made it here, kind of thing. But I think my favorite actual memory was 2006, the Wii. It was like a fucking Middle Earth structure that was like Nintendo has this white domed thing, and it's like in there is like the future of video games, like their next system. And it's like, oh, can you get in there? Oh, Spielberg's people have been holding it up this whole time. Like we can't, like it was like anyone had to get in there. And it was like, yeah, if you wait in line like all day, they might let you in, but we don't know. And I remember we were just like, damn, I wish we could. And then one of our bros at EGM This was 2 years after we had done all those exclusive videos for their magazine.
Yeah.
He walked up, Mark McDonald, shout out. That guy, like a badass, walked up and said, "Oh, I didn't know you guys were here. You haven't played the Wii? Hold on." Walk in, you're good. It was like, holy shit. And getting to play that was so awesome.
You have pictures of us doing it.
Yeah, we took so many photos. It was like, commemorate this moment. This is video game history. And we were probably playing like
Wii Sports.
ping
but
pong.
when you're like 21,
Yeah.
any exclusive
God.
access to anything
Yeah.
is like godlike.
You know,
That's the point where you have the most friends and you're like, I'm going to show
Absolutely.
everybody.
Yeah.
this.
And also,
MySpace pictures.
the
we
first
posted.
E3 we went to, it's so cringy to me thinking about it now, but we all wore the same Mega64 shirt.
Yeah.
Because we want people to know who we were.
Yeah.
We did
You did a
there.
signing.
We did.
You
Did we just sign
Not
that?
the first
Not the
year.
first
Not
year.
the first year. The
Oh,
second
okay.
year, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
When we
the
came back in
first year
05.
we got a hotel room ourselves and went ourselves,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And we just wore our shirts
How
and like
funny.
before we even sold shirts.
Yeah.
Our friends made us these shirts and we was like, wore 'em.
Well, because we had never, to that point, had not been recognized for Mega64.
Yeah.
And now it's like, wait, we're going to a gaming event. I think we might get recognized. And so it was like, yo, let's wear the shirt so people know who we are.
Yo, you did that
Yeah.
Tetris
Like
video?
that made sense.
We did get
Well,
recognized
we were
at
at
like-
the moment.
Still teenagers. at
Yeah,
the
we
time.
were.
I think I was
Yeah.
18. You guys were 19.
Yeah.
We thought we were hot shit. It was like being in a band. And it was like,
Yeah.
well, we're going to rep our brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no.
Before, people ever talked about
Looking
having a
back
brand.
now, it's like I see
Yeah.
the picture and go, oh man. But it's still it's like a sweet memory.
And the first, this is going to sound, I think I've talked about this in the past, I'm sure over the time, but the first person from the game industry in any form that ever recognized us, where it was like, yo, I work in the game industry. Wow, these are, cool videos or whatever, was Ryan Davis. Ryan Davis, originally of GameSpot. I always get that mixed up. GameSpot, and then later Giant Bomb. Rest in peace, Ryan. Miss him very much. But he was the first person who ever reached out to us. And then when that E3 happened, he reached out to us again. Yo, here's all the parties you should go to.
Yeah.
I got you into all these cool parties at E3. And
Yeah, he
again,
did.
it was just like, whoa. And then we went and it was like, you guys are all 21? Nope. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
I mean, none of us were.
I remember
Holy
arguing with the
shit.
guy.
Yeah.
Because he's like, let me see your ID. I was like, here you go. He's like, yeah, you're 18. I was like, no, my name is on the list.
Yeah, you don't
And-
get it,
yeah,
sir.
and he was like, yeah, get out of line. And I was like, you see my shirt?
You didn't see, do you know who we are?
I made the Tetris video.
And then I remember emailing Ryan Davis that night, and he was just like, yeah, I didn't even think about that. You guys aren't 21. Wow. Yeah, no, you couldn't have gone in there.
Come back in a couple of years, kid.
That was
But yeah.
that hurt, but I think it was worse going to PAX a few years later when we were 24, 25, got invited to this like frag dolls party at this
Yeah.
nightclub, and the bouncer was like, "You're not coming in. You guys got the wrong shoes."
Yeah, look at your
I'm
shoes.
like, what? And he's basically said, "You're all fucking dorks.
You all have
You're
tennis
not
shoes
coming
on.
in." And then he
come
pointed
in.
to Gary. He's like, "This guy could come in."
I had boots on.
But the rest of you can't. No, it wasn't the boots. He
It
was
was
like,
the
"This
overall
guy's
look.
cool."
Oh,
And the
that's
rest of
what
you-
it
I mean,
was.
he said you had proper shoes, but
Yeah.
the vibe was like, "This guy's cool, but the rest of you fucking nerds better be."
I stood in solidarity though, and I said, if my friends can't come in, then I don't want
Then
to
you
be
don't
here.
get me.
Yeah, and the
Loser.
frag dolls, whoever invited us, came running up to our booth the next day.
Yeah.
Where were you guys?
What the fuck? You
and
said
we
you were
told them the
coming.
story, and they were like, everybody in there had shitty shoes.
Yeah.
they were all dorks.
We were leaving and I was like almost back to our hotel and I had a million texts that were like, where did you go? Why did you leave? Shoes? I heard it's about shoes. There's people in here in sandals.
What
What's
the
happening? Why are they doing that? And I'm just like,
Too late.
I have left. That's not,
But
I'm
I've
not
gotten
going back.
so much cooler since then.
Yeah.
That now I have no problem getting.
Yeah,
Well,
now
you wear
people,
sandals
I
everywhere.
could show up barefoot and they'd be like, yeah, he's coming in.
Oh, we
He's
need you
coming
in here.
Yeah, get in the
For
room.
free?
Anyways, I feel like we went a little long this week, but
I'm still talking, Sean. You're not wrapping this up.
Sorry.
So, no, I had nothing else to say.
I knew it.
I needed to rebel against that.
No, we
fucking
got to
knew
review seafood from Boston for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Again?
Oh, how was it?
Dude.
It's never never
I
bad.
didn't even want to tell you this, man. I'm sorry.
never
but,
bad.
Did you get the scrod?
Oh,
Did you
they-
get the
They took it off the
burger?
menu.
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold
shocker.
on. No scrod, and no fucking fish in a bag.
Oh,
No.
medical waste.
You can't even order a bag of fish anymore.
Can you get the hamburger?
Yeah.
Did you get it?
And
No, because
tribute,
you
Shawn?
ordered it and it was disgusting.
Yeah, we
but
knew.
I wanted a
Bag.
bag of fish and I couldn't even get it in this woke world.
We knew.
You keep saying woke.
Yeah,
Stop.
because
the world's too
the
woke.
world's gone woke.
dude.
The world's all woke up.
Yeah, and now I can't even do anything.
Is that okay?
I can literally do nothing.
MLB The Show is the woke.
Is woke
woke.
a Matrix thing?
No.
Is that what that is?
What?
No, you know what?
No.
You kidding?
Like
No.
Keanu Reeves gets woken
Dude,
up.
you're gonna get
No.
canceled.
when he's
Well,
in the
careful.
Well,
Matrix,
let me
he
tell
gets-
you,
Be
the
real
fourth
careful what
Matrix
you
movie.
see.
The fourth Matrix movie was woke, if that's what you're saying.
No, I just.
And that's why I didn't see it.
You know what?
But yeah, no.
It's a cultural word. It comes from another
I've
culture.
been called woke, and I'm going to say that is correct.
It's,
Why I don't even. Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
wow.
it
I'm the
just
most.
Sucks.
you would say that.
I'm not going to go in. I did see John Wick 4, and that's woke.
Oh, I didn't see that yet.
I saw that yesterday.
I gotta find the time. It's so long.
Well, they got the bad guys and the versus. He's shooting the bad guys, and I'm like, God,
Wake up.
like the bad guys all have guns. I'm like, oh, so they're bad because they've and the whole thing. And he's going to all these other countries, and it's like,
There's nunchucks.
yeah, nunchucks.
What are we
Whatever
doing?
happened to
What happened to guns?
a good old fashioned rifle?
Yeah, and swords,
Ooh,
bows and
swords?
arrows. Where's John Wick 2?
I'm not seeing John
On
Wick 2.
Blu-ray.
Whenever that comes out, I'm skipping it. Woke Keanu.
No, we
ruins
should have
another-
ended it when I said we're gonna end it. But
I'll
here we
explain the
are.
whole woke
you know
thing
what?
later.
I just want to say systematic injustice is real, so we are woke. Deal with it.
Yeah, deal with me. And if you get in my way at a dance competition, you're gonna deal with me. And thank you for watching. And Johnny, thanks for being here.
Johnny, you want to chime in on any of this?
Yeah, I actually
Do have something right now.
Yeah.
Oh,